welcome to the Hooked on Needles Craft Cast. My name is Marisela, or Mari if you prefer. This is episode 32, and today is June 7th. So, hi, it's been a little bit. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for coming back if you're a returning viewer, and welcome if you're a new viewer. I hope you enjoy the knitting content and crocheting content. I felt like May was a non-crafting month, honestly. But now that I am looking at everything I have to show you, maybe I did do a little bit of crafting. So let's jump in and let me show you guys what I was up to. I have yet to make the rounds on my Mother's Day gift giving. I haven't finished everything yet. I made these, I knit these up from a tutorial on YouTube. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but there's this very thick line here. And in the video, the person actually shows you how to do, I believe it's a 3-needle bind off, and that way you don't get that harsh line there. So I didn't do that. I just knit them and sewed it up, and I was like, I'm good. Let's move on. So yeah. And then I also made another one, but I have yet to finish this one. I haven't connected it yet and closed up the little circle. It's a super easy tutorial. I made these while I was waiting for my husband at the airport. I think I've mentioned he travels quite a bit, so I am at the airport quite often to pick him up. So while I'm waiting, that is what I work on. And then I did make these with crochet tutorials on YouTube. I will do my best to find them and put the links down below. But I made these doilies, or this doily. And another one, a bigger one, also from the same channel. She actually has quite a few videos of doilies and stuff, so if you guys can check her out. And I believe hers are in English. Usually I realize that most of my crocheted things that I make come from Spanish tutorials. I don't know why, but they do. So yeah. And yeah. And for those, I used, oh, here it is, sorry, the Premier Yarns Cotton Fair in the, I don't know the names of the colors. This one says is, oh, that's not the one I have in here. It's a blue and then a variegated. And I probably could have gotten 2 of the big ones from that skein or ball of yarn. It does have quite a bit of yardage in there. It is 317 yards, it says, so that is quite a lot, I have to say. So yeah, and so those are gifts that I still need to give out. I have yet to do that. And I also finished up my girly feeling socks. Now I have a confession about these. I did shorties for 2 reasons. This is where I was when I last showed them to you guys. So since I put in the heel and I did a little bit of the foot and then I closed them off. And I like wearing short socks, like ankle socks, rather than the super long ones. And so I'm okay with having short socks. But a big reason behind it is that I ran out of this cream color, and this is Peyton's Croy muslin color. I went to a couple of stores and they did not have that color specifically. They had other solid colors, but not muslin. So I decided to just don't worry about it. Go ahead and close them off. Have yourself shorty socks. And I liked the pattern quite a bit, so I may make another pair. And also, I did do the pattern here on the bottom when I started them off, and I realized that that's actually a good thing because of which part of the foot it's on. I have come to the realization that I am quite rough on my socks, and so that part of the foot specifically is a part of the foot where I feel like I do need to do a bit of reinforcement. And so I am glad that I did that on there. I just have a foot here. And so right here is, I'm rough on that part of my foot. From the socks that I have made, a few of them actually, recently, a pair of mine, that part of the foot is like non-existent. The rest of the sock is fine, but that specific part, like I've worn through the yarn quite a bit. So, I'm glad that I did that there so that hopefully it will reinforce it a bit, like I said. And so those are my scatter bees. I just finished these today, and I actually did a alternative way of working the Jenny Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off, which I will hopefully add a video here of how I did that, because if I were to have had I worked the Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off, this would have like flared out a lot, and I don't like that. So doing the alternative method, I find it really works a lot better for the socks. So that is what I did. I still have to weave the ends in, but I tend to have like weave in parties where that is all I do, is weave in the ends of whatever I have. And so, yeah. And then next, I finished a pair of the Rose City Rollers, which I have the pattern here. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. And it gives you the options of doing a rounded toe or a square toe. And I actually did a rounded toe. And I think I did a pretty good job with my Kitchener stitch. Let me see if I can show you guys. I can stretch it out a little bit. I think I did a pretty good job. And this is leftover yarn I had from a pair of socks that I made for my friend. I think I had mentioned to you guys that I was hoping that we would do a sock exchange, me and her, for our birthday, since both of our birthdays are in May. And so we did do a gift exchange, and I'm actually wearing them, but she made me a pair of Rose City Rollers, and I love them. And I believe she used Madeline Taj. I'm not sure which colorway, but it is speckly and pretty. So yes. And so because she did that, and she was saying that she really liked how easy the heel flap and gusset was, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it and see how it goes. So these are my first ever top down socks, which is, not a lot. It's a little bit of stockinette, and then the heel flap and gusset. Now, it is easy, and like a lot easier than what I thought it was going to be. I had never done a heel flap and gusset. I usually work short rows for my heels, and I forgot to say that. In these, I used a short row heel that is a lot like a fish lips kiss heel, but it's not. But you get like the same effect, I feel. Anyways, so since I usually work short rows, it at most takes me an hour per heel to put them in. But these took 3 hours per heel. Like, no. The first one took like 3 hours, maybe 4. And then the second one took like 2. And I was just like going crazy with that because I was like, why is it taking so long? I feel like it shouldn't be taking this long. And so I was a little frustrated with it, I guess, only because, like I said, I'm used to it taking an hour at most. Although I did knit these up in like 4 days, 4 to 5 days, I think. I started them June 1st and I finished them June 5th. So it didn't take long at all, but still the heels took a lot longer than I'm used to. So that's how I feel about the heel flaps. I feel like I need to also work them more to maybe shave off a little bit of time from it. So I do want to make another pair just to see if I can get a little bit faster on that, because the purling really does take quite a bit of my time. Because if I want to do it the normal way, it does take more effort from my part. So yeah. Anyways, that is done. And let me show you what else my wonderful friend got for me. She did not only make me 1 pair of socks, she made me 2 pairs of socks. And this is also Madeline Tosh. And she was saying how it kind of bugged her that they did not knit up the same. And I'm like, it's fine. I know that it was the same skein, and that's all that matters. Like, it's okay. They're not exactly matching. So I am okay with that. And yeah, so I think these are the socks on a plane. I think this is the pattern. And so it's just this beautiful little cable accent on there. And yeah, and I really like these. So thank you, friend. And then she also got me this book. And there are some lovely patterns in here. That is wonderful. There is one that really, I think it's in the front. It's the one on the front cover. But that one really got my attention. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. This, to me, is like so lovely. And then here it is. I think that is such a lovely, lovely little shawl thing. So I'm hoping to make that one from this book one day. And right now I'm actually working on this one. This is the Astrid hat. And it's not a difficult pattern, but it's really nice. And here it is. And it's in the cream color. I don't have the type of yarn it was. I don't have the label for it. But it's a super fine, superwash merino. And yeah, so I am working on that. And I am also working on some crochet. I am making this little thing. This is the Doris the dolphin. And it's in this book. Zoomigurumi. I said it. I know how to say it. I don't know why. Just whatever. Anyways. And then this is, I'm using a 4.25 millimeter hook and some leftover Red Heart Super Saver that I had. And I believe I used 9 millimeter eyes. If not 9, then 12 millimeter eyes. And that is also what I'm working on. And then I am also working on this lovely bag. It is a crochet video tutorial on YouTube. I will put a link on there. It is in Spanish, but like I've said before, if you know how to crochet and you just watch, you can get what she's saying. And this is going to go to one of the nieces. I think I've mentioned before that they live in a warm climate, and therefore I feel like cozy things are not necessarily something that they would like getting. So I make them bags. And then I am also working on my Derecho by Laura Ayler. And the pattern gives you 2 options. You can finish after section 5 or section 7. This one has 5 sections. And I just started section 5, and I feel like I want to keep going until I'm done with section 7. And here it is so far. That's the wrong side I'm showing you. And I am thoroughly enjoying this knit. I like it because it is simple, and yet you get these lovely stripes and everything. And also because it's relaxing. Like, it's a garter stitch shawl, so you just knit the whole time, and you just keep track of your increases, and it's pretty good. And so my daughter and I were actually watching Full Metal Alchemist last night, and I got quite a bit done. Because I hadn't touched this since I talked to you guys last. And so I feel like in the last 2 days, I have made quite a bit of progress on it. So I am hoping that we will watch a couple more episodes, because I have yet to finish that series, the Brotherhood one. I feel like I finished the other one, although I was talking to my daughter about it, and maybe I didn't finish the other Full Metal Alchemist. So anyways, for the shawl, for the derecho, I am using Malabrigo Plomo. Also ochre. This one's also Malabrigo. And then Madeline Taj Mill Pond. And the Madeline Taj base is BFL sock. And I don't know if I like BFL. I think I had told you guys that. I'm not sure about the BFL, but Malabrigo is their Malabrigo sock. And this one I really like, actually. It's super, super soft and squishy. But I am enjoying this knit either way. It is quite relaxing, as I've said. And so, yeah. And then I also started these about 2 weeks ago, maybe. And we got the chance to go to the pool for a while. And so while the kids were swimming, I wanted something that I could concentrate on a little bit, because I didn't have the girly feeling socks with me. So I started a new one. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. These are the totem socks, and I don't have, it's not a very good picture of it there, but it is a free pattern. So I feel like if I show you the socks, it'll be clearer. You can see it better. Look at that beautiful stitch. Isn't it precious? So these are the totem socks. I started them off on magic loop. Then I went to 9-inch circulars, but because of the yarn over and there's some knit togethers, with the 9-inch circulars, I felt like I was not really able to maneuver very well. And so then I switched them back over to magic loop without realizing that I did not have the same repeats. I think this one has an extra repeat than this one. So I will be finishing those off at different times, but that's okay. And the reason, another reason why I put them on magic loop is because that way I can do the same row at the same time. Even though this is a repeat behind, you know, when I'm on row 1, I'm on row 1, and then I just knit it twice instead of having to go back and forth and trying to remember where I was on one sock and then the other. So although, as you know, I do keep track of where I am, and here are my little tally marks and my repeats and all that stuff. So yeah, and I am really enjoying those. And like I said, those are also a free download on Ravelry. And I don't know who is the designer of these because it's not on this page. It is on the first page, but I didn't have that one. So I just popped the one with the actual repeat in my bag. And that one only has written instructions. It doesn't have a chart. So yeah. And what else am I working on? I think that's it. That is all that I have been up to. For my birthday, I also decided to treat myself to String Theory's yarn. It is a self-striping yarn. It is the only self-striping yarn company that Eat Sleep Knit carries, which I was really surprised actually, because I would have figured they have more than one self-striping yarn like company sending them yarn or whatever. Anyways, this one is the dark matter color, and it is 10 rows of purple and 10 rows of black, as it says there. And it is 326 yards of pure awesome, it says. That's so funny, I hadn't read that. Isn't that cute? So yeah, I don't remember where I saw this yarn. I was like, oh, I wonder where I could get it. And then I was like, well, if I can't get that one, I'm just gonna go to the yarn shop since I can actually see the yarn that's there. And so I did, and when I got there, I was like, hey, do you guys have any self-striping yarn? And they were like, we only carry one type, and this is it. And I was like, thanks. And I mean, I did find it, and I like it. But like I said, I am a little surprised that they only have one company that does self-striping yarn. So anyways, this will be a pair of socks for myself. And yeah. I don't know when that will happen. I am totally feeling the pressure of like having my crafted gifts for Christmas, because I feel like I have barely done anything that is Christmas making at all. And then I still have not found the bag with my brother-in-law's socks in it, and I'm like freaking out. And because I don't want to start another one. Like, I was so close to getting to the heel already. So I'm like, where did you go back? I think I just left it at my sister's house somewhere, I guess. I don't know. So I need to go find that because I cleaned out my car and it wasn't in there. So I don't know where else it could be. And so yeah, so I'm really hoping that I will be able to get quite a bit done this summer. We don't have many plans of being busy, which is great because I feel like we actually had quite a busy beginning of the year up until the kids were out of school. And so I am a-okay with not doing anything this summer. We might go visit my husband over the summer. Usually we take advantage that we're able to spend more time with him during the summers. So we'll see. We're still undecided. And so yeah, I don't know. We may just go even if it's for like a week or two, just to be with him for a little while. And I think that's all I have for you guys. Like I said, I feel like I didn't get much time to craft, and so actually being home and having some downtime, and I am loving it. I'm loving just doing something. Like, we were watching a movie and I pulled out my crochet and I was making the bag, and my daughter was like, "Mom, we're watching the movie." And I'm like, "I'm watching it. I just can't sit there and not do anything." And it sounds so funny because at first I was like, "Oh, come on. Like, we can't, like, how can people really always be making something?" But now I understand, like, when you sit down and your hands are not doing anything, you're like, I could be making some progress in something. So, yeah. I forgot to mention that this is using Lily's Sugar and Cream, and this is the hot orange color. I have the label over there. Don't want to reach to grab it, but I remember that I brought it, and I remember the color. So there you go. And yeah, I think May is always super busy. And so I hope you guys had a good May. I hope June is full of also good things. I hope to talk to you guys soon. And thank you so much for coming back. And don't forget to subscribe and like. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. Hasta la próxima.